Okay, back at GM Place, we're heading towards after hours. Roberto Luongo is ready to run a goaltending clinic for Christian Hill and Darren Grant, two aspiring netminders. Although, Roberto, it says something about your character that you're willing to do this on a night when things might have gone better, or you'd hope they would have gone better. And I know you pointed out that the last time you did it after hours was a game in against Calgary here, and you lost that one. So is this your final appearance in the program?
This will be my final time on after hours, but I decided to go full gear just to get us some extra work done by the way I played tonight. So.
Okay. Kelly.
Well, what sort of things do we have in store for the kids? Because I know they're awfully excited, and so is the country, to get to see the best goalie in the league teach the young kids.
We got just some pattern movements and stuff that's really going to help you out for visual references and perimeter work when the pucks are on the perimeter, and just to make sure you're moving smoothly in the crease.
Okay, after hours coming up with Roberto Luongo. More with him in just a moment. A week tonight, you'll find us in Atlanta for the All-Star Skills Competition. Atlanta is host to the 56th All-Star Game. It's the skills on Saturday night, the game itself on Sunday afternoon, East versus West, in what is often goaltender's worst nightmare. Kings win 4-3 at GM Place. What it takes to become an NHL goaltender is embodied by Roberto Luongo. Start with talent. He's got lots of that. And then there's hard work, and we'll see how some of that effort should be directed next in a special edition of After Hours with Roberto Luongo on ice here at GM Place. So once again, GM Place in Vancouver is our destination for the post-game show of record that tonight goes to a whole other level. Where else would you find one of the greatest goaltenders in the history of the game running an on-ice clinic for aspiring young netminders? By the way, we also welcome Roberto Luongo, who is here to help Kelly Rudy with this enterprise. Actually, I keep holding this mic up, and I don't need it because I already have one. This is more for Darren and Christian. But Roberto, the drills here are ones that you do on a daily basis with Ian Clark, the Canucks goaltending coach, who's been our technical consultant for this program. And this is the information he sent us. And if we can get a look at that, I just want to say that's more info than Brett Favre has in the Green Bay Packers playbook. Is it that complicated?
Not really. Once you get used to all the movement patterns, it goes pretty smoothly.
Yeah. Well, when you were a kid growing up in Saint-Léonard, Quebec, your role model, your idol was Grant Fuhr, and Marty Brodeur is also from Saint-Léonard, so you really had two guys that you could look up to. So we can imagine what a thrill this is for Christian Hill, who is 16 years of age and has already matched, if not exceeded, your height.
Big boy.
And Darren Grant, who is 13 years of age. Let's start with you, Darren. You're excited about this. Did you get any sleep last night?
Not really.
Boy, this is a thrill of a lifetime, I know. Tell us who you brought with you.
On the left, wearing the Canucks jersey, is my brother Devin, and on the right, wearing the Canucks jersey, is my dad Steven.
Okay, and you're from the Campbell River Bears Bantam House League team, right?
Yep.
How's the team doing this year?
We're doing not so good.
Okay, well, maybe things will get better after Roberto rebuilds your game here in this half hour, do you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Christian from the Semi-Amu Ravens midget team. It's a Tier 3 team in the Pacific Coast Hockey League. Who have you got here tonight?
I've got my dad and my brother. My dad Alex and my brother Matthew.
Okay, and what sort of a thrill is this for you to be here on the ice with Roberto Luongo?
Oh, I've been so excited about it since I heard about it 2 weeks ago. Barely got any sleep last night. It's been going through my head for the past 2 weeks, like I said. It's a huge thrill for me. Okay,
but we know the Hill family's real claim to fame is your father Alex played against Kelly in Edmonton when Elmwood would play Laurier, right?
Yeah.
And has he told you war stories about that? About how he used to beat Rudy on a regular basis?
Yeah, but I know that's a lie.
Okay, good. All right, Roberto, first drill is all about rotation, how to get around the crease, remain square to the shooter, and play the angles properly.
Yep.
All right, so here we go.
Into the crease, and you sort of explain what you have in mind while you're doing it, and then we'll get the kids in to do 2 reps each.
All right, well, the first one is just kind of an X pattern. You start on your post. You make sure you have good post position with your stick and your glove, and you move all the way across. Always got to look first with your head to see where you're going, and you go back to the other post. So you kind of do like an X there.
Why is it? I just want to ask a question about when I played. Is that when the puck's in front of the goal line or behind? Because I notice your foot is in front as opposed to how we used to be right under the crossbar.
Exactly. I think, as long as the guy's above the goal line, I always prefer to have my stick here just so I can be mobile and cut off passes. And once the guy goes to a certain area behind the net, then I move it around so I can intercept some passes from behind the net.
Okay.
Okay, so who's going first, Darren or Christian?
Come on in, Christian. And do it twice.
Twice each side?
Pardon me? Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of that?
This is moving pretty well. I think it's important when you do a drill like that you really take your time between each movement. You don't want to get into like a fluid pattern and just go right through it. You want to make sure you push and you stop every time and pretend the guy has got the puck at the point and passes it across and stuff like that.
Go ahead, Darren. Now, do you think Christian was going a little bit too quickly, or is that about right speed for his level?
Yeah, he's going quick. It's important though that like I said, every time he finishes a movement, you stop. You pretend like the guy's got the puck at the point, he's going to pass it across, so you move across, you stop, you wait for a second, and then you move again.
Good job, Darren. How's Darren doing?
Darren's doing good. I think it's important, especially at his age, once he starts to learn to push, he's got to make sure that he pushes with one leg and he's got to stop with the opposite one, so that when you stop, you're already square to the shooter and you don't have to readjust yourself.
Christian, any questions for Roberto? You can lift your mask up and ask if you like.
No, I do this with my goalie coach all the time, so it's pretty straightforward.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's routine.
Yeah, exactly.
So explain to us the three primary components: angle, depth, and body, and how they relate to the positioning and skating.
Well, obviously, I think, once you make your first push, you want to make sure you stop all the way at the top of your crease and, you're square to the shooter. And like I said, once you stop and you pretend like the guy's got a puck, you got to move across and make sure that you don't have to push with speed, but I think you got to push hard and stop hard, and once you've done that, you make sure that you got good post position when you get back.
What's your first move? Is it a C-cut or just a driving push? Can you show us that again?
It's a T-push for me.
Okay, T-push?
Yeah. When I start from the post, my first movement is always going to go like this so I can open up.
Okay.
Because it's a long stride, so I can't, shuffle across. You really got a T-push to make sure you get all the way out there.
Now, under-rotating is a problem for goaltenders. Yeah. What kind of problems does that present?
Well, I think it's more when you get into the butterfly, but at the same time, you want to make sure that whatever standing up or your butterfly, that your skate that's going to push is at the right angle to make sure you want to push exactly where you want to be. So, if your skate's open this way, you're going to push more towards the middle than on the side there. So you always got to make sure that the skate that pushes is always at the right angle to where your destination is.
And again, Roberto, we'd point out these are drills you do on a daily basis with Ian Clark, sometimes before practice, sometimes after.
Yeah, I do it every day, even when Ian's not here. And, obviously there's some more technical stuff when Ian's around and we get to spend some time together on the ice.
Okay, so the first drill was all about how to conduct yourself deep in the crease. Yeah. The second is how to move around the perimeter of the crease. Perimeter pattern it's called, to give yourself the best possible chance to make the save. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's going to be a bit harder because there's no crease area here, and there's a lot of visual references here. So I'm just going to pretend there is a crease and talk about what I'm looking at when I'm moving across. So it's kind of the same start. You start from your post, and it's important to be relaxed, in a relaxed position here, because the puck is working around the perimeter, and you don't really have to be tense in your stance, as if a shot's going to be coming in the perimeter. So
you want to be big in this?
You just want to be tall, but I think the main thing is you want to be relaxed and make sure that, if the puck moves around, you're not tense and you're able to react to a pass or something like that.
Okay, first up, guess Christian?
Right.
Or you haven't shown us yet. Sorry. Let's see it. I'm way ahead of myself.
So you move this. It's just a small push, and this is more like a shuffle. And for visual reference, it would be the hash mark.
Okay.
And then the second push, another small push, which would be the blue line.
Okay.
And the next push is a T-push all the way across to the other blue line. Another small push to the hash mark, and you finish on your post as if the puck is in the corner.
Okay. Do you want to go, Christian? And this is one, Roberto, that you worked on a lot in the last half with Ian, because what were you doing differently?
Well, I think I was really wide, and what I was doing was really locking in on the puck, and sometimes when the pass was made, I was a bit slower to react and not as effective.
Now, a lot of these skating drills, obviously they're key. For young players like this, how often do you get your skate sharpened? Because that always fascinated me. Mike Vernon would sharpen his skates once a month, and I'd get mine sharpened every day.
Oh, yeah. I get them before every game. It was my routine, so I like to have a nice sharp skate in net. And now they have the sweet stick, which is great, which you just